Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to this session on choosing a guitar. This is a very subjective conversation and there's a lot of options out there. So whether you're choosing a guitar that you might be looking to purchase, or if you only have one, or if you have multiple to choose from, hopefully this will be a little helpful for you. Now there are a ton of different styles and sounds out there, and I'm just going to show you two today. We could show you a bunch more for the sake of the conversation, but hopefully just the difference in the two will kind of help you as you're kind of thinking. This is a telly style guitar, thin line, which means it's semi-hollow, and I have humbuckers in this one, which just means it's gonna sound like a semi-hollow telly, but it's gonna be a little bit more aggressive than the single coils that normally exist in tellies. And so I like that because really the style that we play, I find that the body and the grit that I get from the humbuckers is really helpful. Here's clean sound. Sort of clean sound. I feel like these humbuckers really respond to my hand dynamics, and they really take drive really well, and the amplifier really likes them as well. And so I can do a lot with the humbuckers. And so when you're thinking about that, your Les Pauls maybe have humbuckers. You may have humbuckers in like a 335 style. You may have humbuckers in a telly like this. You may have a humbucker in your Strat on the bridge position. Humbuckers will typically give you that mid-range bite and rock aggressive sound that you hear all over the place, especially great for rhythm guitar. And it takes lead guitar ideas and thoughts really well also. Another option here, and I'll show you this guitar, is P90s. P90s are just another single coil, but they have a lot of bite and aggressive sound similar to a humbucker, but they really err more towards the single coils, stuff you would hear like in a Strat or in a classic telly. These single coils in this guitar are just a little bit hotter than like a Strat or a telly, and so they really err towards the humbucker style sound for me and my brain when I think about it. But they clean up really nicely, and they really have that kind of American sound to them. Another potential pickup you might see is in like a Gretsch guitar, which are like a high sensitivity filtertrons, I think is what they're called. Those are gonna be humbucker-ish, humbucking pickups, if you will. And they'll sound pretty bitey, but have a really unique mid-range, not in a bad way, nasally sound that you can only get from like a filtertron. So there's a ton of options out there, so find one that kind of suits what you do. If you play outside of the church, you know, you may want to have a different, like a lot of people play Strats all outside of the church. A lot of people call Strats the working man's guitar. You can kind of do a little bit of everything with it, which is true. Without a humbucker though, the Strat doesn't really do the rhythm style guitar that EG2 or even EG1 sometimes would need to have a big bodied sound. A lot of times it'll sound a little thinner and a little brighter, but if you have like an HSS Strat, like a humbucker single coil or Strat, that'll sound really good. So if you have any questions about any of this, or if you're looking at buying guitars, or what pickup you might choose, you may even want to swap out your pickups. You can put different P90s in guitar, and different humbuckers in guitars, and different single coils in guitars. There's all sorts of manufacturers out there that will help that. Just by changing the pickup will change the characteristic of that guitar. So if you have any questions about any of that, hit us up. We'd love to help you with that.